All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Green Room Podcast. I'm Matthew Brune. Joining me, none other than the North Texas legend, Tylor Perry. Coming to get some stuff off his chest, I guess. But Tylor, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I appreciate you letting me on here, especially after what you did this morning.
I know. I had to let you on. I said I'd only let a couple people come on this podcast and talk to me, and you are definitely one of the ones I'd let on here. For those who maybe didn't see or anything, Colin and I did a best North Texas players of the Grant McCaslin and Ross Hodge era, basically dating back from 2017 till this past season. Obviously, 47 players in total. We ran through them on the podcast. Go check it out. It's got like 300 views in like 6 hours or something like that. So hey, everybody's talking about it. It's for a Tuesday in April. I never expected this to get this much traction, but damn it, here we are, and I love it. So, Tylor was also. I want to mention I was getting text. Hodge texted me. A couple other assistants texted me. It was like, man, I'm getting blown up. My phone's getting blown up. Hodge is telling me this, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, coach. I didn't know they were going to go crazy over this. But here
Nah,
we
you
are.
definitely stirred the pot for sure.
I got the pot stirring. We got
You
the pot
UNT,
stirring.
UNT Twitter was going nuts this morning.
It was amazing. That's how we know. North Texas always needs stuff like this in general.
That's a
Um,
fact.
and always trying to keep the fans engaged in April. So, all right, that's enough of me talking. Tylor, I don't know how you want to do it. Do you want to run through your list? Do you want to run through your top 10? Do you want to run through your top
I'll
20?
go through. I'll go through my top 20 because I don't.
Okay.
It's a lot of dudes like older dudes that I'm like what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're not as
But
familiar with or
for,
whatever.
for majority of the part, I know pretty much everybody on y'all's list.
Okay.
So my top 20. I'm not gonna say one. I'll go 20 through 18, and then I'll talk about 1 and 2 at the end.
Okay. Go ahead. Take your time. Take your time. I want to make sure you get it right.
First, before I start on my list,
Go ahead.
I just want to put it out there. Y'all's list was atrocious, atrocious, and we're not even talking about the top five. None of that. I'm talking about from the end to the
From the
beginning. Like
bottom, you had a problem with who we had at 40, 45?
atrocious. Listen, this is the thing. Like you said, pure talent and impact, right? Pure
Yeah.
talent and impact. All
Yeah.
right. So it's not accolades. It's not none of that. It's how good you were and the impact you had on that team.
Yeah.
Correct? All right. So I love Stone to death. Love him to death. Great teammate. But to put Matthew Stone over Jemiah Simmons is crazy.
So that we talked about this on the podcast. I don't know how much the podcast like I was getting feedback. Some people were just skipping to the end. I don't know how much people.
I watched the whole thing.
All right. Jemiah Simmons. I think on my list I had Simmons over Stone by like a spot or two. Stone on there. I agree. Like we've been hard on Stone for like the past 3 years. Like obviously the impact of the game just isn't quite there for him. Like he's a hustle guy. He gets rebounds. Like he's gritty as hell. Like we know what he does. Simmons was kind of a similar type. Maya was kind of a similar type of player in that regard. 6'4", like Ford type, like rebounded, didn't provide much. So like I think you're kind of splitting hairs there. You think Maya should be definitely ahead of Stone.
1,000%. Mullah shouldn't be ahead of Jemiah. And I love Mullah. Because if you talking about talent, what does Mullah do better than Maya?
Maya's 6'4", playing the 4. Occasionally the 5.
All right, exactly. So you can you put Mullah at the 4?
I don't want to put Mullah at the 4. I barely want to put Maya at the 4. Like Maya, like he had some injuries as well, which limited him, but he never got the jump shot around. Like defensively, he was good.
But Maya can make an open 3.
Oh, that's stretching it.
If you left Maya open, Maya can make an open 3. If you leave Mullah open, is he making an open 3?
No, but this isn't a 3-point contest. I don't think Maya. What did Maya end up shooting for 3? I don't think Maya was hitting.
You said pure talent.
Nothing.
I'm going off the pure talent thing, is what you said. So that's what I'm saying.
He hit threes in practice. Maya did
when he shot him.
that Maya being able to
You gotta
like Maya's
understand too.
offense did nothing to move me there. Like I think
You gotta
him,
understand too. Like Moolah came alive when Abu went down.
the NIT.
You know what I mean? So it's like if Moolah never has that run in the NIT, we never get to see that side if Abu doesn't go down. You know what I'm saying?
Still, that stretch of Moolah is better than any stretch of Maya.
Yeah, Moo had an incredible run in the NIT. Yeah. Like he hooped, he balled. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I don't think you can say Moolah is a more talented player than Maya. The impact he had in that NIT run, 1,000%. And so, like, do you go impact off the court as a teammate? Is that all count? Is it just impact on the court and the talent on the court? Does it being a teammate account?
No, not really.
Okay, all right, that's better. That makes sense then. All right, and then the last on your list that was so crazy to me, Rondell Walker over JJ, and I got a good relationship with both them dudes, both of them. Rondell is my fellow.
I have a good relationship with JJ too. All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Need to button up a little bit before we start talking about JJ.
Yeah, but Rondell over JJ was wild. And then you put John Buggs over JJ.
Okay, so JJ. Because Jared tweeted at us too. Jared was pissed that we didn't put JJ on there, and then he started telling me he had 3 conference championships. And I don't give a damn about championships right now.
Yeah. Like, we're not talking about accolades.
He is.
Don't listen to Jared. Jared is just Jared.
No, JJ, and we talked about this like on the pod. Like defensively, we know what he is defensively, like elite defender. But that team, y'all's first team, the team where your first year was like y'all's couldn't score, and part of that was JJ couldn't score until you came in the game. You checked in the game, and then y'all could kind of score some points. Like he's great. He was the reason y'all won. He was one of the reasons y'all won. Was it 25-7 that year? I think it was something like that.
Yeah, 25-7.
But like that was like y'all reached your peak. Like he ain't pushing that peak any higher. Like he gets to the paint, jump stop, turn. You know his game. Like
do you?
Rondell
JJ's impact on the defensive end made up for his offense. Like we won. We didn't lose a game for 2 months.
I know.
And JJ and Thomas Bell was the reason for that. No question about it. And everybody can say like, "Oh, I hit whatever shot." At the end of the day, JJ and Thomas Bell led that 16-0 run for 2 months. And so it's like,
okay,
it's easy. It's like I said, we talking about talent and impact. JJ's impact he may have top 4, top 5. I'm not saying he should be there top 4, top 5, but he may have top 4, top 5 biggest impacts ever because of what he did. Like you can't put a guy out there and be like, oh, he can't score, so he's a liability. Well, go look at our defensive points. He didn't give up buckets, and then if he goes score 7-8 points a game, that's a plus. I think he averaged like 6.5 that year.
I don't think he did.
I believe.
No, he didn't.
It was something like that. He averaged a solid. He gave us solid.
Now
towards the end of the year,
gave you 4.
Towards the end of he towards the end of the year he struggled a little bit. Whatever. But
I can see that. I think we have him at. I think that's a fair rank of 24. Like the guys above him, Rondell Walker, Buggs. Like these guys are like high, like borderline high major players. Like Buggs will go play wherever. But like Rondell,
and Buggs can hoop. Don't get me wrong, Buggs can hoop
for sure.
Buggs
we know that. Hoop. Like Rondell, I think when we saw him step in for when Ruben was out, Aaron was out a little bit. Like he stepped in and was that 3-and-D guy that they needed.
What did Rondell shoot from 3?
He's not great, but here, let me go look it up for you, real quick. But he hit some timely ones, and I think defensively was huge for this team. Let me pull it up. I don't want to be.
And then last one for sure. I'm
gonna do 30% from 3. On the.
What did JJ shoot?
Probably about 30. Let's see.
So you telling me if you right now you taking Rondell over JJ Murray?
Yes.
And I love Rondell. Like I said, he know that. You're taking Rondell over JJ Murray.
It depends on the construction of the team, but like Rondell is 6'6", bro. Rondell is 6'6", bro. He can guard 2 through 4.
JJ played 1 through 4.
Oh, get the hell out of here!
Y'all said that. Y'all said that on y'all's live. Y'all was like, sometimes JJ would be at the 4. Y'all said that.
No. Colin said it felt like he'd be at the 4
because he would. He would.
Like he was like always around the play. So yes, like
it would be me, Ruben, Drez, JJ, and Thomas Bell sometimes.
That's crazy.
Yes, JJ would be out there at the 4. If you taking Rondell over JJ, it's gonna be the ESPN reader gonna read Matthew Brune has been fired from his job.
Because I took Rondell over JJ. Look, JJ, we know how valuable JJ was. We witnessed that team, and we saw. All I'm saying is the limitations of that team were clear. Like JJ helped y'all get all those wins, but like at a certain point, like you reach a limitation of how good, like how impactful he can be. So that's what I'm saying. Like Rondell's a little bit more talented, but I do think like impact wise, you can definitely say obviously like
Rondell probably is a little more talented, but I don't think nobody's impact is as big as JJ's.
Okay,
and I'm going to the grave with that. And then
wait, to be clear, we had Rondell at 23, JJ at 24, so it's not like we were
for sure. Yeah, it's a close race. Okay, so Robert Allen over Marjorie McBride.
Okay, so I think a lot of people had Robert Allen. I don't want to say he's underrated, but dude, you understand he ended the year as a top 5 offensive rebound in the country and was one of the only reasons this team this year got consistently, like was in games consistently. This dude, I don't think people understand how good of a year Robert Allen just had. Like 5th in the country offensive rebounding.
This is why I'm on here right now. We are talking about March Drez.
I was there for March Drez.
The only reason not the only reason, let me say that, but one of the biggest reasons UNT has a tournament berth in the last 4 or 5 years is because of March Drez.
Yes.
And we put Robert Allen over him. No, let me not say we. You and whoever your colleague is put Robert Allen over Marjorie McBride.
Yes.
It's insane. I don't understand. Explain to me that one.
Robert Allen's impact, I think, on this team was like substantial. They survived Scott being out. They survived. Like he took Mulai's spot like immediately when he got.
When you say survived, what do you mean survived?
They got to 10-8 in the AAC with Aaron missing 6-7 games, with Ruben missing the whole damn season. Like I don't know. Like obviously you know how the season went in general, but like. They were like starting Stone, Rondell, like Sissoko. Yeah. They were like really trying to just dig into their bench. And Robert Allen at times was like they were posting him up like he was a boo. They were giving him like he needed offensive boards. Like his value on that team, I don't want to undersell because.
So are you doing the value of the team they had to be on?
No, but he was damn good and he helped them win 10 games in the American that year. Drez
got y'all to the tournament.
Okay. Yes. Again, we're not just doing moments here.
He averaged 17, a quiet 17.
Yes. In the tournament, he had a great tournament run. But you're the one saying that Mulai's NIT run shouldn't be the only thing we value either. All right. So we're not just going to value Marjorie McBride's NTA or that run he had, which was fantastic.
You said that. I'm glad. Remember you said that. When we get to the end.
Okay. All right. You said it. Now I'm just bringing it back up. Okay. But Drez was like before that run pretty inconsistent. Like there's a reason why his first year especially it was like he didn't play towards I'm sorry, didn't play, but there were stretches where he didn't play as much. I'm going through like there was 18 minutes, 20 minutes, 17 minutes, 18 minutes, 15, like in the middle stretch, and then boom, he gets hot and we win they win the tournament and make it to March or make it to the NCAA tournament. The next year he had a good year, like 40% from 3. No one's debating that. I think it was into 10 points per game, something like that. 11 points per game. I think he's a good defender. I don't think he's a great defender. He's not a creator at all. So it's like, yeah, he's a scorer. He's good. Like I do think if he was better than what if he was as I don't know how to word this. If he's better than what I'm thinking, I think he would have done more on y'all's first team, on your first team in 21-22.
Like, what did he average my first year?
11 with 1 assist.
He's double-figure scorer.
Bro, that team, y'all needed more help than this, dude. I just don't. I didn't never thought Drez was
though? You got to understand, 11 points in a 53-54 game possession.
Oh, I know.
So you knocking him for the system.
Okay,
like I get it.
There have been guards at North Texas get their games off. Guards at North Texas have no problem getting their games off here.
I only averaged 13.
That was the first year. I know what you did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like you can't knock Drez or any guards for Mac's system. That's
I think in general, I'm talking talent wise, he's a great shooter. I don't look at him as being an impactful player in other areas of the game. Like he's a good defender. He could drive occasionally, but like the other areas of the game, he wasn't tremendous. Now I think he relied a lot on Thomas Bell and you kind of setting him up in a lot of those situations. Personally, so I'm not again. Drez, Robert Allen, 16, 17.
I'm Drez is over Robert Allen 1,000. Drez is over Robert Allen 1,000%. But okay.
Now we did have a good discussion. I don't think you don't know Jordan Duffy. I don't think, or at least you didn't play with him.
I seen a little bit of him. I don't know him for real, but
Drez Duffy's an interesting one. Like I think Drez, Duffy, Allen were like the same number numerically for us aggregate.
Yeah, I can get that for sure. Hold on.
But that's a good point. That's a good point.
20. I'm going to go.
Okay.
This is a tough list.
Hold on. We got Kai in the comments. What's up, Kai? How you doing, bro?
Shout out my boy Kai. Don't worry, Kai. I'm gonna handle that. Don't worry. He had you at 12. 20. I'm probably gonna go John Buggs.
Okay.
19. I would go DJ Draper.
Okay.
18. I'll go Dangu.
Okay, no problem with that.
17. A lot of these dudes is interchangeable too.
Yep, that's what makes it hard. And then we get yelled at for one spot.
17, I'm gonna go but who did I just say 20 was?
20 John Buggs, 19 DJ, 18 Dangu.
17, I'm gonna go CJ Nolan. 16.
That's low. Go ahead.
You gotta understand too, like with my list, you talk about impact. It can't just be about impacting the game. These dudes gotta win. So you gotta win. You can a lot of dudes, that's the thing. That'd be the problem. A lot of dudes be in programs and they have all these great numbers, have all these whatever, but be losers. And I'm not saying these dudes is losers. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
They didn't win as much this year compared to the last 5 years.
Right. Okay. Which is injuries, all that. I get that. Yeah. So like Coach Hodgman couldn't really help that. That was like it was tough.
I got you.
16. 16, I would probably go Duffy.
Okay.
And then 15, top 15. This is where it get.
You're gonna have someone on here that I don't agree with, but go ahead.
15, I'm going Ron Woolridge.
All right. That's tough.
I'll tell you off camera why I'm going him at 15.
All right.
14. I'll probably go JJ.
Okay.
13. Now these next 5 could all be interchangeable.
It gets hard when you get to
like
13.
Anywhere. They can go anywhere. Yeah. Anybody could be in the next 5, like 8 through 13, it could be interchangeable.
Okay. I mean, if you're interchangeable, honestly, you can just name them, not even put a number next to them.
Okay. Okay, I can just name them?
I mean, Hey, it's you. I don't want you to overthink it. If they're all
Nah,
interchangeable, just
I
throw.
don't put a number. I ain't ducking nothing. I'm gonna put a number.
Okay. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I ain't ducking.
I don't want to stress you out. I know it's hard making these lists. That's why I did it.
Yeah, it can be tough. Um, I'm at 13, right?
Yes, 13 through 8. You said was tough.
Because he never got to blossom. I think we never got to see. We never got to see him again. I think he got hurt. I'm gonna go Mo, because he got hurt,
Okay.
right? Yeah, he never got to blossom. 12.
Okay.
12. I'm sorry, I'm out in the country, man. You hear the grass getting cut.
It's all right.
12. I'm gonna go. Before I answer 12, what does Zach do better than Abu?
Oh God, that's not even close. Zach ended
Yeah,
years like
that's a very good. What does Zach do better than Abu?
Zach is a much better finisher, has much better touch around there. Ended the year 60+% from the field almost every year. Abu ended the year like 50% or sub 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's offensively, he passes better. I think he's a better defender vertically as far as challenging shots.
He's not. I can't say Zach is a better defender than Boo. Now, is he more athletic? Maybe, because neither one of them can jump, and Boo know that.
Yeah, neither one can jump. Offensively, I don't think it's particularly close. I think Zach, percentage-wise, finishing, scoring, developed the jump shot eventually, passing out of the block. I think he's offensively.
Okay, so I'm at 12, right?
Yeah.
All right, 12. I'm gonna go A. Scott, and I told you I think I said this. If Rube at 100% healthy, and when A. Scott becomes the A. Scott everybody wants him to be, I think Rube and A. Scott. If you just set everybody side by side, Rube and A. Scott is the most talented players to ever put on a uniform. We just haven't seen. Ruben's been hurt, and A. Scott's first year was being top of the scout report. Yeah. Now, when somebody make A. Scott mad and he gets that, ain't nobody in the world can stay in front of me no more, I don't think we'll have that conversation anymore about who the best player ever played at UNT is. So I'm gonna go 12 A. Scott. I'm gonna go 11. I'm gonna go 11 Abu. Okay. I'm gonna go 10 Rose. Okay. And like we just said about the runs, Rose was on. I love Hodge. I love Mac. I love him, but that team was terrible. I'm sorry.
You talking about the first team?
That wasn't
where he was going crazy.
Yes, that team was terrible. I'm sorry.
Well, they didn't have control. They inherited that team. Exactly.
That was their very first team. They didn't have no. You know what I mean? So that wasn't a good basketball team.
Mo got hurt the second game of the
season. Exactly. Yeah. It was tough. So it's like essentially he had to start chunking up shots. And I'm not taking nothing off Rose. Like from what I've seen, the clips I've seen, and what I've heard, Rose could hoop. Rose was a bucket getter. That's at 10?
For sure. Yep.
All right. 9, I'm going Drez.
Okay.
If you take JUCO Drez and put him in a different situation where he's not dominated by me and J-Ham, I think his career looks completely different. But, he got, the best out of both of it because he got championships out of both years. So, because in JUCO, Drez was an on-ball guard. And he just came into a situation where J-Ham dominated the ball, and then I came in and I dominated the ball. So you can't really, do nothing about that. So I'm going 9 is Drez. 8.
Sure.
Whew.
Should be the last one of that group. You said you had 13 through 8 all done.
I got one more that could have been interchangeable. I got 2 more that could be interchangeable.
Oh, Lord. 8, all right, just keep going.
8 or 7. 8 or 7 could be Reese and Kai. Whichever one you want to put them. Reese and Kai could be 8 or 7.
I got 6, Reese above Kai personally, but yeah.
Okay, 6. I'm going Zach. And the reason I'm going Zach at 6 is because of the impact he had on the whole, his 4 years. Like, we
Yeah,
ain't
I
gonna
always
see that
said.
no
I
more.
think I said it on the podcast. I'm sure you heard it. Zach and Ruben. I have the two pillars of
Yeah.
North Texas the last 7 years, 8 years. Like those are the two.
Um, Scratch that. So I'm at
Scratch.
6, right?
You just did 7
6.
and
I said
6.
Zach.
I believe
Okay,
so.
6 was Zach.
I believe
Okay.
so.
Um,
Or did you do? Yeah. 6 Zach. 6 Zach. Yeah.
all right, so I got
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So 6 was Zach. 7 was Reese or Kai. 8 was Reese or Kai. 9 was Drez.
Yeah.
10 was Mo.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
11,
Scott.
12.
Oh no, 10 was Rose. 11 was Scott.
Okay.
12 was Mo. There you go.
Okay.
We'll write all this down after the fact. But yeah.
All right, bet. So move everybody up that I just said, and leave the slot number 9 open, and that's why I'm putting Jason Edwards.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna tell you why when I finish.
Okay.
So we have 4. We have 5.
5. We're 5.
5. We have 5. All right, I'm
Yep.
going.
I'm trying to think who you got left. You got Thomas, Ruben, you, Javion, and
There's one more I'm missing. I'm writing down my names now. Yeah, I got all my names. I'm saying where off I'm putting them.
yeah. Who we missing?
So 5 was Zach. So
Yeah.
5 was Zach. 6 is Reese. 7 is Kai.
Okay.
8 was Oh yeah, so I got 4 left. 4.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so number 4, I gotta go Rube. Rube's impact. I hate that we didn't get to see Rube healthy. But Rube's impact is like no other. I told you if we see a Ruben Jones 100% healthy, he I think that's the most talented guy I've ever played with personally.
Yeah.
6'5", can see over the defense, can shoot it, can get to the rim, and can pass like nobody I've ever seen. And the thing about Ruben was it wasn't all his intangibles, it was his IQ. Like Rube understands the game like
Very
no
much.
other.
Very much.
3, I'm going Thomas Bell. His impact on the game on both ends, the attention he drew on the offensive end, and then the way he elevated the game from that first year to the second year too.
Yep.
And then 1 and 2, I'll leave that for the fans.
Again, to refresh everybody, we had Javion, Jason, and Tyler as our top 3. Zach 4, Ryan 5. You said you dropped down Jason down to 9. You weren't impressed with him?
Jason can score like as a smaller guard, like not too many guards I've ever seen in the country. So like let me put that out there. Like can score the ball at will. Layups, mid ranges, 3 points, and his confidence is through the roof, which makes him so good. And Jason was sort of in a situation like Rose was. It wasn't as bad because they had better players this last year's team. Of course, like I said, they dealt with injuries. But if you go watch early, Jason was more of a come in, give me a little spark, whatever the case may be.
Early in the year,
yeah. Until he had to be what we seen. And so whenever they went down, Coach Hodge, kind of the issue, the situation kind of became, all right, we got to let Jason, rock. Like he can go score. So essentially you had to let him rock. You had to do what he do. And so I just don't think on a put together championship team
that he's that guy.
I don't exactly.
Okay.
And that's not a knock. That's not a knock.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's not a knock at all.
My problem is we talked about Aaron and Ruben and guys like that, like, but even like the construction of this team, Aaron was at his best as a 3-and-D wing, right? He was at his best at 3-and-D 4. Like Ruben at his best was dictating tempo, seeing the game, and setting everybody up. Like, but Jason was still that scorer. So I don't know if I can get there with you that this team full strength, Jason takes a back seat. I think they still would have needed him to be 18, 17 points.
Yeah, they would have needed him to score. They would have needed him to score, no doubt about it. But didn't CJ get hurt too?
CJ got hurt for a minute, yeah. He was all they had. Like he was, and we talked about the scoring, but like the 3-level ability of Jason Edwards was something I hadn't really seen.
Oh, can score with the best of them.
That is
flat out score.
I'm interested to see what he does at his next stop to see like if it continues because as you know it's tough, continuing.
It's different. I mean, it's very
wherever,
different.
Like
and I think
very different.
I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine because when you can score the ball like that efficiently, like that doesn't really go away. He has a knack for scoring, and so it's like you talking about talent, and I heard y'all say something so crazy about me being a liability on defense. I want you to go on KenPom if you can and look up our numbers when I'm on the floor and when I'm off the floor defensively.
I think now he might have said that. Yeah, he might have said that in passing a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think
I'm not a JJ Murray. I'm not a JJ Murray. I would never, whatever the case may be. But if y'all thought I was, hey, Coach Hodge used to go on the board in meetings and be like, don't be that pick on guy. And Ruben used to tell me all the time, like, I ain't going for it. So I was never a pick on dude. They never was like, we seeking out number 5.
I don't think so
I don't
because
know what he was talking about.
Because if that was the case, we would have seen it more. And they didn't go at you in that way. And they didn't go at, like, to be fair to like Mo, Jason, like all of North Texas guards that have been smaller have been really, really tough defensively. So like I don't think that was ever a concern. I think the defense between you and Jason is a wash. I don't think either one, like both y'all are solid. Like y'all are not pushovers in that way. Javion, I do think is a tick above y'all. I do think Javion is a better defender than because he's bigger. He's 6'5", 6'4".
And then it was hard to like put Jason over Kai and Reese because, like you said, we talking about talent. Kai was a 3-level scorer.
He was.
Kai just played with me. You take Kai and put him in Jason's situation, Kai averages 18, 19 a game. Reese was just a flat out one of the best 3-and-D guys I've ever seen.
Reese is amazing. Reese might be my favorite North Texas player ever, honestly. Like, him coming back and playing the TBT last year, him playing in TBT last year just reminded me how much I love his game. That dude
like Reese, awesome. I definitely became a bigger fan of Reese when I seen the TBT. But like,
that dude was crazy.
And then, like I said, Zach and Ruben at 4 and 5, you can't really put him over them two because of the legacy. Thomas Bell, we know what he did, and then you got me and J-Ham. So it's like that's why I got him at.
Yeah, I think what makes this list interesting is trying to do it based off of quote unquote best, because everybody's terminology of what best is different.
Right, exactly.
But it's tough. So it's like I don't perceive JJ as a top 10, 15 player in North Texas history, but the impact and the winning does speak volumes. So I'm not mad at that. But like,
what if I average 30? What if I average 30 on our NIT team? I averaged 30 on our last year's team, and we go 7-31. Am I considered a top 10 player? I don't feel like that's fair to real winning.
I mean, there's context to that, but like, I don't know. For you, it would have been like, all right, are you like Jason was undeniably hooping this? Like, I don't see a way in which you get around like him doing what he did with the ball in his hands, being top 50 in the country in usage percentage. Like, dude just literally put the team on his back and carried them to. They lost a ton of close games, but he was the reason they were even in those games. Like, they could have won those games if any of them are healthy. Like, Jason was doing his job and more, and that's why I have respect for Robert Allen too, because I think he also helped put the team on his back. And then it's like, all right, once we get these dudes back healthy, CJ, Ruben, even Aaron to a degree, it's like, all right, those guys, we never got to see them like fully cohesive, fully gel. So that's why I'm still high on Jason in terms of him. I just was really impressed with what he did last year. So
yeah, he like I said, I agree with you. He hooped, he balled, and then like I said, it's more. It'd be
winning
more
is
to
obviously
it.
important. It's a high standard. It's a high standard at North Texas. Like we know this. Like
but winning is the most important thing, because at the end of the day, if we keeping it all
Tyler, I'm not ranking winners. I'm not just
yeah.
saying all right
No,
who won the
I
most
know.
games, because then Ruben's number one. Yes, Ruben is the best winner.
No, I'm saying winning is the most important, as well as being a good player, because if we keeping it all the way 100, if we get to the national tournament at one point in my career at UNT, I don't think we're talking about the number one spot anymore. If we beat UAB and then we beat FAU, I think that argument goes out the window. But J-Ham is always going to have that on his resume that I don't at UNT, which is why, like I said, you ask 100 people, 50 may say Jam, 50 may say TP, 50, whatever the case may be. That's what I'm like, because like that's why I was like, remember what you said earlier, because you was like, we're not gonna judge Mullah, we're not gonna judge Drez, whatever the case may be, Rose, all that. J-Ham was struggling.
He did
in the year until
his first year.
His
first half of his first year. The first half is
he won player of the year first year, right? He won player of the year that first year, right?
I believe it was this.
That's when he won everything. That's when he swept everything, right?
Yeah, because he had a rough non-conference and then came in conference and killed everybody. Yeah.
The second year, their team was struggling. I don't know. I can't remember how good his numbers was. They might have been like 15-5, something like that.
You're talking about the tournament year was his second
year.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. What did he do that year?
16 points, 4.5 assists. I don't know, 37% from 3, 45% from 2, 4 rebounds.
Right.
Games. As a team, they it took them a minute to
18 and something. Or 19 and something.
You talking about his first year? Or which year? What are you talking about?
Second year. The first year, they was cold. The second year's team.
Yeah, they struggled a bit. And he ended up, like I said, like 15.5 points, 4 assists. Like kind of modest numbers. But
yeah, so it's like our numbers. He was a much better passer than I was. Way bigger than I was. No,
yeah, he kind of like worked his way in the paint and then just kind of sprayed it out the shooter. So
and I think J-Ham was a real he was a point guard. Like J-Ham was like, I need the ball in my hands. Like I'm the point. I'm running the show, whatever. With me, I think just because I was groomed in JUCO like this, because I had other point guards in JUCO around me, I had to learn to play this way. Because in high school, I always had the ball in my hands, but in JUCO, when I learned how to play off the ball, I think it elevated my game so much more. So that's why I could allow Ruben and Kai and whatever to have the ball in their hands, and I didn't need it 24/7. And so it was like I said, we just talked about usage rate.
Yeah.
If I'm top 50 in the country, top 75, whatever, with usage rate, I think I was like bottom half of the country.
Yeah, you're like 400 something. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And I was super efficient with what I had. You know what I mean? And so it was like,
no one's debating that point. Like that. Yeah, like you're efficient.
Talk to anybody.
All that stuff. We under like.
Yeah, you talk to anybody 50-50. You go anybody 50. Go ahead, my fault.
You're the best shooter ever. Like you and DJ Draper are the best shooters ever. Like that's, and obviously you do more off the dribble. Like that's not a question. I think the usage thing comes back to Javion was able to like he could have the ball in his hand because he could get those paint touches like kind of at will in that way. And so that's kind of like the hard part, to where your first year, y'all use Thomas, that dribble down to get that paint. Second year, it might have been a little bit more Kai or Ruben or whatnot to get those paint touches. Because how paint touches is all college basketball is about. So it's like getting those, and you got fouled, like you got to the line and stuff like that. So I'm not saying you didn't, but it's like that's kind of the difference in I think their ability like to get to those spots and get that usage percentage up was like they were just getting those paint touches more so but
I said they were, both of them were better finishers than I was. no doubt about it. I can't jump over a phone book, so I mean,
You had the floater though.
I ain't not.
You had a
Yeah.
little floater. You had a mid range.
But yeah, like I said, you ask 100 people at 1 and 2, and UNT fans, I think it goes back and forth.
Again, like I texted you, accolade wise, it's look. We did this based on talent. Accolade wise, we get yes. You're clearly up there above him, and you had 2 years here. Jason had 1. Hell, I'm not, North Texas fans, I guess, are annoyed at this point. Jason didn't stay for a second year, so it's like hell. They'll probably pick
I will
you
be too.
off that too. So it's like I think just watching Jason this year, I was just really really impressed by how he played, and obviously watching you, I'm clearly impressed too. But like that top 3 was easily the top 3 to me. Hamlet, Edwards, Perry. Like those, y'all 3. That's the 3 best players. Best players. Now, Jason's not going to get his jersey retired. I don't think. You're going to get your jersey retired. Javion will get his jersey retired. Zach will. Like those are the 3 because of what y'all did for the program.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of how it goes when
Who'd you
it's
have,
on
Zach,
you.
at 4?
Zach at 4 years.
You had Zach, okay. No, you had Zach at 4?
Oh, we had Zach at 4, yeah.
And Ruben at 5?
We had, I don't remember our individual list, but we had Ruben at 6, Ryan at 5.
Okay.
So you can tell me about Ryan later, but that was back and forth. Those 2 are very kind of comparable players, Ryan and Ruben. Obviously, Ruben's a better shooter.
Ryan and Ruben.
Yeah,
like I said, it'd be hard for me to be like, yes, dudes can hoop, dudes got talent.
Yeah.
It'd just be hard for me to like give you that pass if you're not winning. Like I get it, and when you said talent and impact, that's what immediately came to mind for me. What are you impacting? Losing? If you impacting, you can't say I'm because I put up numbers don't mean I'm impacting the game.
I understand that. I don't think. I think that you could look at a player's performance and his talent level and his impact on a game separate from the end result. I think you could take context into account in a lot of situations because Ryan Woolridge at North Texas was losing games, went to Gonzaga and they were a 1 seed. Like, I mean, it's just this. It's a lot situational. Like, I think you can do that. You can separate the impact and the win and the performance part separate from the winning, and that's what I think. I think if Jason was in Javion's spot, maybe they don't make it as far, but like they win a hell of a lot of games. If you're in Javion's spot, it's a very different team, like it's a different role, but like I think y'all win a hell of a lot of games in those years. So it's like y'all 3 are all very interchangeable in terms of y'all's impact and stuff. It's just separating those 3 is kind of splitting hairs a little bit. So
with all due respect, and I think J Ham will say the same thing to you. It's TP and J Ham, and I don't think and J Ham will probably tell you the same thing.
He probably would. He definitely would. J Ham ain't talking to me though. He ain't talking to me. I don't know if you ever heard the story of how he.
What did you do? What did you do that year? What did you do to make him run?
Full context. I got about 5 minutes. I gotta go to Pelicans Lakers game. Right. Middle of the season. So to your point of him struggling, he struggled that first half of the year, and it was COVID. I'm just trying to pump out, content, trying to just, do my job. And I'm watching Conference USA heavy, like as many games as I can. I rank the top 10 players at each position. And I have Javion Hamlet as the number 5 point guard, I believe it was. At the time, he was shooting like, USA. What was that?
In Conference USA?
In Conference USA. At the time, anybody who tells you that was a crazy take at the time, I think is lying to themselves. But the end result is them making the NCAA tournament and winning a game. And that came back, obviously, to being like, hey, how'd you have him 5th? This was like 3 games into conference play. But I was wrong, obviously. But this wasn't a projection. It was a ranking at the time. So that people don't, you don't want to get that. But regardless, it's fun to, whether people like it or hate it, you get people talking. That's what we're doing here anyway. So.
That's a fact. Yeah, y'all be having some wild takes. And this list that y'all put out today was insane. Nobody agreed with this list y'all put out today.
The problem with the list, again, to clarify, okay, well he didn't. Tyler didn't have Robert Allen on his list. I had Robert Allen 16, Dress 17, so whatever. And then JJ Murray, he would have had top 15. Those are the two biggest gripes. And then Jason Edwards dropped him. Those are the three biggest gripes. So.
Oh, and Rose mad at y'all too.
Oh, Rose is pissed, but Rose is hilarious. I'll never forget covering Rose that first year, bro. That was the craziest thing. He came out hitting like 5 threes a game.
Hey, next year he didn't have a good year, did he?
No, he struggled. That's why Colin kind of docked him a little bit. The next 2 years were rough.
But because you have to.
I kind of kept him at 7.
Like I said, I seen Rose's numbers. Then he got the record for like the most in one game. Don't he have Rice?
Yeah, I think he hit 12.
Yeah,
or 11 or something like crazy.
I seen Rose what Rose did. Did I have Rose at 8 or 9?
10, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, like I said, like 8 through 13, like I said, 7 through 13 was interchangeable. Yeah. But your body of work matters. Like your body of work, like I said, you could say like I did this for this amount of time, but like your body of work matters. Like J-Ham over his 2-year period, Conference USA, and then he took his team to the national tournament.
Yeah, again, this is different.
We got an NIT.
If we made a list based on most accomplished or best.
I mean, like your body of work while you putting up numbers. The numbers you put up is what I'm saying. Your body of work.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like not just accomplishment, but like what was your numbers your 3 years you were there? Like, did you have just one good year? See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, are you basing it off 1 year, 2 years, whatever the case may be?
Yeah.
Like, are you putting his best year versus his best year? Or are you putting,
I had Rose at 7. I had Rose at 7 because I basically only based it off of his 1 year. His 1 year.
Okay, see, then that makes sense. That makes sense.
Which might be like again, maybe that's unfair, but I took the best players, best year from each player, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you just base it off the best year they had, that would make sense. Like I can understand that.
I think it was second team all conference, something like that. So, all right, man. I gotta go to a Pelicans game.
I appreciate it.
Tyler. It was good to talk. Sure. I'll let you have the floor. I'll let you kind of air it all out. Get your talking points off. There's anything
as long as they know now, man.
And on the record,
I'm probably my phone probably.
Yeah, we got 400 people watching right now, so everybody knows your takes now. Everybody knows where Tylor Perry stands on this, and we got the worst list. But if y'all haven't checked it out, go check it on YouTube. If you want to see the worst list of North Texas players.
It was bad. It was Brune's smarter than that. I know he's smarter than that. But
we get it, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. Ending the stream.
All right, Brody.
All right, bro.